everyone, and welcome to the Scratching Post. We scratch that gaming itch. And today is Sunday, which you may notice is not Saturday, but it's a day. And today is the day where I gather my friends and we give our voices to characters in Ace Attorney and Shiz. Hi everyone, my name's Ebac. Here at the Scratching Post, we scratch that gaming itch, and I am, of course, joined by the regular cast, and I do call them cast, for the Silly Voices streams, and so let's go through them and introduce them one by one, shall we, everyone? We have a Brr.
Cosmos is mine!
We have a Drifting.
I finally figured out what the blue brackets are for.
Divot.
In justice we trust!
Kay.
Silence!
Lemming.
Nondescript greeting.
Unfortunately, we do not have Shadow with us today, who is unfortunately, something had unfortunately come up, and so they can't be here today, so we wish, of course, Shadow well. But we do have a special guest in for today's stream, and for going forward until the end of Case 5, and that is Ms. Laura Petal.
Hi.
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 Hello there.
General Kenobi? No.
Oh, there yourself.
Not today. Defective Kenobi.
No, it's just defective Fulbright. That's the
Hello
only
there,
one.
Uwu, General Kenobi.
What's these? You know.
Today's gonna go so well.
Well, we're already at the kind of level we usually are at the end of the stream normally, so
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
it's gonna be fun. Let's switch over to the main screen where we can get on with it. Get on with it. I can hear the audience shouting.
On with it!
Get on with it!
Also, okay, I love you know avatar thing.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Remember that we were here in this sequence?
Okay, let's go with this third person.
Whoa! Forgive me, I'm so sorry.
So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous cur.
Thank you very much, Store Petal, for subscribing for 5 months in a row.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
Y'all needed a surprise for today.
Thank you.
But you are right about this black hole. I am fabulous.
Fabulous. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly?
Giggity.
Space?
No, you're not going to space.
The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this.
Fine, I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Harmon. When she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room.
Suspicious.
I then went past the elevators and all the way around the boarding lounge one again.
Where I saw Miss Sam and then proceeded to say, "You mad woman, why you try shoot me?"
She was right there, open for a headshot, just 360 no scope, boom! I
I
came
had
up
no
with...
idea Cosmos was 12.
His online name is
It's a-
XXX Spaceboy XXX.
Yes.
Yes. It's XX Cosmos _ Sephiroth _ 69 XA.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Of course.
has just killed Gold Star Giver 3991.
No,
I
little
mean,
kid.
Xbox Live
You,
Gamer tags can go that far.
no, little kid. You go and F your mom.
Oh, Laura, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I hit all the sexes with your mom last night, ha! But
Next.
actually, I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be second on the scene.
What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts.
I see. Are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim?
Oh, of course I am. When I arrived in Lounge alone, I saw the true killer.
Did you now?
The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness.
Hold it! Now hold on just one moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Aura Blackwell saw was you!
No, it wasn't me. I mean, I was the third person, but I was the fourth person.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And it was trying to go through the fourth wall. I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, what would I like to cover before Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall.
That's a fair point, actually. Thank you, Athena, for
Yep, you can just move on.
restating what I already said.
She's wired. She's wired. She knows the game.
Also,
All
is
I
it just me,
wanted
or
was
does
to
that star look
protect
like a Nintendo
Starbuck.
star?
What was that, Drifting?
Is it just me, or does that star on his jacket look like a Nintendo star? It does a little thing.
It does actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yahoo! I am actually agent of the cosmic deity. What was her name? Rosalina.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
I said I was in control room to invent an escape route for the third person.
Hold on, apparently there's supposed to be an I in his name. Cosmio?
What?
I'm just joking.
Well, it makes some sense if you told those lies to cover with Mr. Starbuck.
Still, a lie's a lie, Athena.
So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof?
I just remembered. I have an alibi. Oh, somewhere
you
over
do.
here. Hold on.
I just remembered I have an excuse for this.
Oh, Miss Blackwell says she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct? I was constantly confused about Miss Blackwell.
What did I say, Bear? What did I say?
Yes. And?
Well, I was on the fourth floor helping with the evacuation effort. Yes, that's it. Ask any member of the staff you like. They'll corroborate my story.
The director is not fibbing to the court. For once.
I am? I mean, of course I am.
Well, fibbing to the court.
I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified.
So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m. And that you arrived to the lounge after that?
No, and I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't actually see the face, but it was definitely a silhouette of an earthling.
How would you know?
Well, I've seen many Earthlings.
Yes, I am
Fair
Earthman.
As long as he had an alibi. We can very well claim that Director Cosmos was the killer.
No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. I wonder if he really was covering for Mr. Starbuck.
Maybe he was covering for himself.
Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw.
Very well. Mr. Cosmos, your testimony, please. Witness testimony.
What I really witnessed.
As I tried to enter the lodge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into the thin air. I was near the elevator side door, and well, there was but one door. And the control room should have been shut tight to the killer.
So you were shot at by the killer as well, and then they disappeared?
Though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. To my glorious celestial body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terra's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of a tank being ruptured.
Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal.
That was Detective Arms' bullet, remember?
Right. What a mess is it turning into? So, let's see. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a .10 caliber bullet at him.
Right, but it actually hit Mr. Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it.
And then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Arm caught up and fired the warning shots at him. Judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out, too.
Good summary. But that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went.
Into the void.
Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared.
I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate. But what I found was Terran with a knife in his chest and starboard out cold on the floor.
We have a couple of bodies from a room and have no escape route.
Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence.
Silence. A riddle for the ages indeed, but I'd rather know how fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as great.
A great man is always misunderstood in his own time.
Oh, God.
Have you ever even been to space?
Well, I've seen into an empty space very hard, Mr. Blackwheel.
Peace!
You must. Yes, I'm in space. But he must remain true to himself, even if those around him don't understand and send vicious birds at him.
Wow.
Not
that
going
might
to
be the first
dignify
true
that with a
statement.
response.
That might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly?
It's an alien.
Simple. Because it was Spaceboy himself. There was no fourth person. When he was spotted by the director and Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. This has been exactly what I've been saying. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit, would it not?
I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence.
Ha!
Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor?
No, because it was as dark as a black hole in there.
Just as deadly.
Fanta Black.
I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room.
That wasn't exactly helpful.
I'm prepared to accept your surrender, right, Dono?
Can't find any holes in his testimony, but I can't give up.
Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help?
Huh?
While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of discord. Wow.
You've
Okay.
got it.
Ah,
That's
yes.
a good
Thank
word.
you.
Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, huh?
Well, yes, and I have something to do in this game as well. Sometimes.
This just might help us find out what happened to our vanishing killer.
Sometimes it's odd, considering it should be Athena's game.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him.
You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind.
I
And
would
then
argue
suplex
that
him.
it's
Yes.
yeah, I would argue that it still is Athena's game. She's just not leading the trial.
Yeah, fair enough. Yuri Cosmos prepared to hand over the secrets of your heart to me.
Ooh.
Oh,
What is this little animation? It's so cute.
Yes, I love it.
Hologram.
as I try to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fire at me. I hit to avoid getting shot. But when I fired, when I tried to get another look, he had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door. And, well, the launch pad one door was very sad. And the control room door should have been shut to the killer.
So why is he sad when he
Yeah.
mentions the Launchpad 1 door?
Exactly. And why is he not surprised when the killer vanishes, if we can investigate that too?
Good point.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launchpad door.
The great Yuri Cosmos afraid? And what basis do you have for that outlandish accusation? You whippersnapper!
Whether I have any basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it.
I most certainly not.
Director Cosmos, there's something about the launchpad door you're not telling us, isn't there?
I am discovering a new constellation!
Wow, he's speechless. Looks like he hit the nail on the head, boss. Also, he's
I know
spinning
why he's
again.
afraid of it.
I think you hit me on the head.
It's working, boss. One more punch and it'll be a knockout. There seems to be one more emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him.
Okay.
Rip.
Back in the Matrix it is.
Rip that heart out of his chest and I will tell you its secrets.
Nice. Trying to pinpoint our way to victory. I
Just
know
like
what he's
Mortal
afraid
Kombat.
of.
Go get him,
That
Tiger.
door is not Segway accessible.
You're right, Kay. There's no surprise when he sees someone vanished. Not at all.
Didn't vanish.
Music, it's gone.
Oh no.
You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air.
I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually.
Of course it doesn't.
And yet, at that time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Wait.
I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went, isn't that right?
What? No, of course not. That's for a plaster house. Only I can enter the control room. And the area behind the launchpad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. And the first outer door, I was standing right there. So there was nowhere for the killer to run to.
Maybe. Maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip through the southern door?
I highly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge, Detective Anna came rushing towards it herself via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her.
And yet the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use?
I'll just input those little pieces of data, and yes, just what I wanted to see. Press the change zone. Let's Discord. It looks like we're on the right track.
Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what we've learned. Director Cosmos wasn't surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launchpad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hid something about Launchpad 1 door. When we put these two pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind.
Well, Burr did bring up that that button was in the other direction. What if that somehow made sure that the smoke wasn't actually in there?
That's entirely possible. We know.
I know what's going on, but it's,
well,
yeah.
Can't go here. The only way out is this way.
We also know those were unlocked back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, no! Disaster on starboard! We're going to crash into the asteroid! Reverse polarity! Reverse polarity!
I'm auditioning for the sequel to Twister. I hope Bill Paxton's there. Wait, Bill Paxton's dead? No!
Master Tactician, you are not.
But the area beyond the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? Was it?
True. But this is just still the only logical answer there is.
True.
If we can figure out what the director is hiding about Launchpad 1 door, we should be able to iron out the logical and logistical inconsistencies.
But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened the security door. Do you?
That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock. Couldn't think of it. We did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device.
Phoenix, no.
I propose that the killer use this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock.
Uh-huh. In that kind of way. That makes
They
sense.
could have easily dragged Solomon's body over and used it on the handprint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mr. Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen.
Ah!
It looks like he does have something to hide out the Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet.
something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it?
Huh? Oh, yes, by all means.
It'll be helpful, your baldness.
There's a security camera in Bowling Lane 1.
Right. The one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor?
If the two couples escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, and then maybe recorded on the security footage as well, then the mystery will be solved. What do you think of my logic?
Flawless, Your Honor.
I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, your baldness.
I beg your pardon.
All your follicles. But it looks like it's too late for that.
Yeah.
Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point,
We get nothing.
we get smoke.
We get Blackwood. Oh my!
Nothing.
The footage cuts off.
The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion.
Boom.
There is no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens.
But I thought it was such a good idea too.
Aw, poor Judge.
Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery doesn't mean you should try to show it off too much. Grandpa baldness.
How did you know about my grandchild?
I have my ways.
Stop embarrassing me.
I think
Wait,
his
what?
grandchild just learned a little about the harshness of the adult world.
You mean Walkie is Judge's grandson?
That's the solution. That's why he's
Hey,
always
man.
ignored.
Hey, man, no one told me anything about that.
Oh dear.
Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, because they are all issues, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge?
Dear God, Lemming, I felt that in my soul.
I must.
They're all riddled with issues as well.
Yep.
I hit to avoid getting shot. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. But that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator side door. And then the detective shot at me.
There's a lot going on here.
There is,
That's all
but like
trash.
none of those make sense. Like none of those don't make sense. Yeah, it's like what case they
Yeah,
all crack. Like
they
being
all make
shocked,
sense.
upset, and angry that you've been shot at as well.
So, you see, the killer could have only escaped to the launch pad, right?
But why was he surprised that she came in?
Yeah. Please, how come he was more surprised she showed up than when she shot at him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm smart sometimes.
you're smart a lot.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
You're very smart.
Director Cosmos, Why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you? And again, when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural?
Not the getting shot at, but
Sadly, Detective Arms has powers some may think unnatural.
Oh no.
And even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions
And the Force.
Gravity.
and the force. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprise on occasion.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by.
Pardon me?
First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were of course again surprised when she shot at you. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here.
Phenomenon.
Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprising reaction is the fact that you were...
More surprise. There we
More
are.
surprised when she
Surprise.
burst in.
Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than being shot at suggests that you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there.
The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence operations. Hide under the desk.
No, that's the judge's job. Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship.
You can't think in space.
Plus, I'm getting
Okay,
less Discord now. That must mean... Yes, Laura?
I was gonna say, okay, next, Phoenix, I suggest C5.
I was trying to work it into a joke, but I couldn't think of anything. So thank you. He really is hiding something about that lounge bed door.
Whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape.
I wonder what it could be.
If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we can spot some change between before he came to the room and after.
Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Let's see, this is footage of the door before Director Cosmos arrived. And this is how the door looked after the director entered the lounge. See anything?
Hey, look at that! There is a change. Something's definitely different.
Something
Let's
Burr
tell the
already
player.
pointed out.
Director Cosmos!
What is it? What have you two been up to over there?
Stuff.
Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you, that's what. And that answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you have pointed it out already.
He's waiting for the player to find the contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
He's
is Dora the
asking
Explorer,
for it.
but in court.
This is what changed directly after the incident.
I think we all know.
You turned a knob.
The thing we've been staring at for 2 weeks. The answer is this knob.
That's not my knob.
Your Honor, please take a look at this footage. Pulls up old television.
Let's see.
Sounds like I'm dying, but I swear I'm fine.
Drink
Think of
water.
the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal.
You could be okay drifting.
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical.
And what does it mean?
It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob. After the
Lol,
scene was
someone touched the
discovered,
knob.
you were the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. What were you trying to do by turning that knob by the door?
Fine, I admit it. You're right, I did turn that knob. I just like turning the knob sometimes. That knob is a safety lock, meaning to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there'd be more explosions. So I wanted to move the launch pad away.
You wanted to do what?
Hey, didn't Ponko tell us something about how they prepared for launch? She said that once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site. But the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first.
I guess that cleans up what the knob is for.
Oh, so if the killer escaped into the launchpad 1 corridor, maybe they were transported along with the launchpad to the launch site. Just nume the killer away, it's fine.
I don't think so. The Launchpad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor.
So then where did the killer escape to?
I guess there are still some things we need to uncover.
He got stolen away by aliens.
Director Cosmos, I request that you tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail.
Fine. But listen carefully, because I shall say it only once. I'm about to give history-making testimony.
Nice, Burr, nice.
I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock.
Why the hell are you happy about that?
Yeah.
I feared there might be more explosions. So I had to cut the launch pad loose. Surely the only escape the killer had was through launch pad 1. But that area was the sea of smoke. Confound it! Where on earth could they have gone?
This is the one that is like weird to me.
Yeah, why is he happy about it? Disengaging the safety lock?
Yeah. It's like immediately what I said. Why are you happy about that?
Yeah,
Why the
I
grin?
had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. You make it sound like you were reluctant to do so. And yet, when you did it, you felt joy, as if you were very pleased with yourself.
I touched the knob. I pat the back of myself.
Ah, how do you do it? How do you know everything as if you were there?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology. I hate these two words.
You nailed it, though.
You did it. You did it.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Still
Also,
hate them.
This is the power of being the main character.
Yes, exactly.
So, care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts I've discovered up until this point, I have to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda.
Ah, how do you know about that too? I have this hidden space agenda.
Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing.
King of games, bitch.
But you have no proof that I had a hidden agenda.
I don't need proof. I can make it the fuck up.
This is why we're in a dark age of the law, everyone.
No, this is how I learned how to do law.
Yeah, this is why you don't study law on the Ace Attorney games.
No.
No.
And even if I did, I would never, ever tell you. So there!
I know they say people regress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake.
Cake? There!
F in chat.
Space cake.
Space
cake!
cake?
I want space cake. Damn it, now I'm hungry. And how could you possibly doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, integrity, and mustard?
Silence!
I guess Cosmos has the munchies.
Let me just put my bookmark in. You, a man of integrity, don't make me laugh.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what came over him all of a sudden?
You spouted nothing but falsity since you stepped up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history.
Wow, get right.
Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider a greatest barefaced liar an honor.
Jeez.
The edge.
Ease it with the burns, Blackwell. You can afford
I
another
believe
ambulance.
there's aloe vera. Bailiffs have some, if you need it.
He's gonna lean a lot more than just a little bit.
His words bite harder than his blade.
You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions? My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you.
You know, just a thought, but modern English can be your friend.
It's the aesthetic. Not
It's
that you
his
would know anything about
aesthetic.
that.
Leave him alone.
I like my blue suit.
I'm from an anime, I must keep pretenses.
And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1 side. The police confirmed this on the scene. On scene.
What?
Why?
So that means the director didn't move the launch pad.
Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand.
Well, the other one is dead, so you didn't have much of a choice.
Let us
That's
leave him
known
to
as
indulge in his
history
lies. Listen, leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content.
Why?
But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that somebody turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pod must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth in this issue, we must find... We just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah!
You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out.
Not air quoting everything.
I didn't even use my hands. It's not air quotes. It is normal communication.
It is
Sure.
voice quote.
If that helps you sleep at night.
I did not come across, but I did like an inhale, like angry inhale.
His cellmates help him sleep at night.
Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking.
He's not wrong
Correct.
there.
Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Or are you not man enough to, boy?
Ah!
Boy. Come here, boy.
Talk about hitting below the belt.
Youngins these days,
Not that much
I
younger.
don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge. But the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. Ah! Wait a minute. Maybe I have it all backwards. wanted the director to turn the knob, not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where it's supposed to be.
What are you blathering about?
One of the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident. And then, after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot. All he had to do was turn the knob and call the launch pad back. Found it. Ah! My hair.
You made him silent, Mr. Starbuck.
Nah,
Was
he needs to
that
put more
really
effort in
that
it.
off base?
Well, no, but I have to read the line.
I can't put all the effort in it, or it won't come through.
Discord be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It pains me to have to explain how wrong your logic is to you. However, our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our Astro Wonders made their escape. Fact that has been recorded for posterity on filmless film. Just say digital.
Oh, right.
So, to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy.
Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. We know the launchpad must have been moved.
But our deductions and actual facts of the case are directly contradiction to each other.
Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident or something. On second thought, that's too far-fetched, even for me.
Never actually boarded the rocket. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe,
We're getting raided.
Hey, we're gonna raid! Hey!
everyone hide!
Hello, Raiders.
Hello!
Procedure, hide under the desk.
Right before the raid, though, also Kindy 101 popped in stream. That is my former podcast partner, host
Aw.
Trucy.
Hey!
So she goes by
Hello.
Kindy here on Twitch. I don't know. I never know what to call her on Twitch, but
Hello, Kindy. Hello, Cooper. Hello, Bogamerger. Cute Pyro.
oh heck, double raid.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Oh, so nice.
Ah,
Much
thanks.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Who else raided?
Very appreciated. Thank you.
Karen apparently.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I think Karen probably raided into Cooper, and then Cooper raided into us.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, regardless. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place, another time? And what if, when the director moved launch pad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then?
It's the existential bullshit, or I'll cut you.
All right, you will listen to yourself at once. Blackwell, this is a court of law. Please mind your manners. My gunchild is here, for God's sake.
I know, right?
Tell him to
There's
sod
all
off
the way around.
then if he objects to language.
He
This is an
but a boy.
M-rated courtroom.
I'm alive over here. Over.
It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director Cosmos' reason for moving Launchpad 1 was...
Switch it with another place.
because he wanted to switch it with some other place.
I'm sorry, but did you say switch it?
And then
Could
I
he
boxed
possibly
it
have
and then I
launch pad
twisted
with?
it.
But this game was never released for Switch.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box, and the answer comes clear as day. This is what switched with Launchpad 1.
Space
Space Museum.
Nice.
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum?
Yeah, like a merry-go-round.
In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1, and can even be moved to the launch site. Meanwhile, the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other.
You can't mean.
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum. Space.
What?
Ah!
And yes, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident. I see. Oh,
I've seen Launch Pad 1 in the Space Museum in all different places.
that's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter Launchpad 1 from boarding lounge 2 and set the bomb on the rocket.
Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from boarding lounge 2.
Welcome! Welcome! The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Exactly. Anyone can pass through the door to the Space Museum. There is no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, two launch pads switched like that. Someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted that bomb. After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding lounge 1 and waited there, concealed, in order to kill Mr. Terran when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Recall that Miss Blackwell, Mr. Starbuck, and the director all saw a suspicious figure, who, we can suppose, after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum.
Like a merry-go-round.
It changes round like exactly like the Japanese stage, and it's got the music as well.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like the Space Museum, right round, right round.
The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway.
Like this.
Right, Dono, I see you know well how to handle a sword and handle it well. Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff?
I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many a prosecutor.
So I've heard. Silence! But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword.
That's right. You have no proof I switched the launch pads. Other than what I said.
Somebody needs a better anger management counselor.
If the launch pads really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere.
Dean, have you thought about getting a sidekick? At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other.
So the corridor... No.
Sorry.
That's my line. So the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. Let's see. This is an image of the Launchpad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage?
Sure, don't give me any lines.
Huh? That number on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Do you now?
Yes.
And if this is just another bluff?
Oh, don't worry. It's all right here. I've bluffed enough. Right in this footage. Proof that beyond this door is the corridor to the Space Museum.
Because it has a
I'm
2,
done.
not a 1.
Yeah, there's
I'm done
I'm for this
bluffing.
for
I will let
everyone.
the...
Hot in this footage proves the corridor belongs to the Space Museum.
The fact that there's
I'll let the evidence buffer me.
2 next to his elbow.
there's the 2 that is conveniently hidden
Yeah.
just by the elbow.
And 2 is a bigger number than 1, so yeah.
and 1 is the loneliest number.
True.
Bet you'll ever
There's
know.
a 1 on the floor of the Launchpad 1 corridor. But take a look at the floor on the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2.
What?
Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the one to the Space Museum.
Ah!
And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke.
That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1, on the side opposite the Space Museum. And now that we know the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran, carrying Mr. Starbuck, simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level.
That's incredible. The Launchpad were actually switched. But you think someone would notice evidence of magnitude?
Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back.
I'm more curious about a different thing. How did they not notice that was the museum?
We'll see.
There's no way anyone would have known what had happened on the surface.
I'm still spinning.
There we go.
Noise level
I'm still spinning, now
0%.
I'm
Witness has
rinsing.
been silenced.
Mm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We love our judge too. We love our judge.
No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth.
Get ready, Burr.
My honor, my glory, everything is slipping away into the planet. Galactic engine, ignition. It's gonna hit my head. I won't stop.
Shooting stars.
My stars, my glory. I'm losing my stars. Pick them up. Not this way long.
Lamau, bye!
Wow, a segue that can go upstairs.
One more speed after that one.
Steed?
I've integrated it with Dalek technology. It can go upstairs now.
We caught
Like
him.
how it's got some duct tape on it now.
I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any bodily harm.
David, by the way, Kindy likes your judge voice.
I did like the line, "On your steed," and after that witness.
I'm just picturing the bailiff just having a horse in the side of the, in one corner
Yeah.
of the room.
Yes.
I think it's just a term. Like, I imagine, like, he runs over and it's like a golf caddy or something.
You're using coconuts.
If you want if only I had the coconuts on standby or something.
Director Cosmos.
A swallow could have carried them.
Sorry.
Do you admit to switching the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched launch pad one on the Space Museum.
Ah, it's good to hear words I can believe for a change.
I burned too much my bodily harm.
Before you do, Your Honor, two things. First, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Terran must have realized the instant he stepped into the Space Museum that it had been switched with Launchpad 1.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Terran feel the need to put on such a dramatic display?
For the vine.
As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with.
I first want to find out, is this game happening in 2027?
Yeah, 2027. Next game's 2028. Yes.
So Vine doesn't exist for 10 years now, right?
TikTok then.
For the talk.
TikTok doesn't exist for 2 years.
We can only hope.
Just do it for the social media and move on.
In the year 2028, TikTok replaces YouTube.
My social media
For the flim flam!
Oh God.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. Although I may not have the capacity. But I will say my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in the blast.
The director is terrified. He must have had one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why.
Probably not a good time to pry it out of him, huh?
Probably not.
Excuse me, does it mean I come back in the next case? Oh, goody. But would you mind if I picked up my stars? I want to exchange them for extra life. Without my badge of rank, I am nothing.
Don't let him get one of his stars. You'll turn invulnerable for a short time.
I mean, you just saw that breakaway with the door. I think he already is invulnerable.
That was when I was riding on a Segway.
They found him unharmed. I don't know what about the other 6 people that were found maimed and bloodied on the streets.
Oh no, dear God. I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his stars.
Yes, sir. Here's one, sir. Oh no, don't eat it.
It appears a possibility of a cupboard other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say?
I don't get it.
Don't get it? What did you get?
Director, why did you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you? You tricked us! Mr. Starbuck.
Starbuck, my boy. Boy, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why. I had to do it to protect the space center.
Director, will I ever get the chance to go into space again?
Only if you migrate to Poland. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you to space again, my boy.
Then the dream is still alive.
Crouch.
Launch. Yeah.
Yes.
Silence.
Ah!
Oh no, what now?
You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way.
Why are you so hung up on him?
Yes, I accept that the launch pads really were switched. And if there were a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I've yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum.
That's a good point.
Ah, he's right. I don't have any proof. Damn.
No, he's Blackwell, you're right.
Starbuck, you'll spill everything you know.
What? Me? Ah!
Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now! If you don't, my blade shall feast on your blood.
Yeah! If I'm gonna die, I wanna die in space!
Now I know where those Starbucks theatrics came from. This is all the Cosmos School of Theatrics.
I have to do something.
Solomon Starbuck, prepare yourself!
Oh.
Ha ha ha! Now, you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor McQuill.
Huh?
The annoyingly cheerful laugh can be none other than...
I know that laugh.
Champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here! In justice we trust!
Dun dun da da dun 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 dun.
Here I come to save the
Sorry to keep
day!
you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late.
You're
I
very
don't
late.
believe we've had an appointment.
I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to make up a cat fight. I tell you, justice sure is a full-time job.
Was it a fight between cats?
That's what I wanted to ask!
Yeah.
Why are you here again?
Damn it, Phoenix. You beat me to
Because
it!
the defendant is the culprit, and I came make sure that justice is served.
That's why Phoenix is the boss.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Fulbright,
Yes?
I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed?
Nope. But it looks like you have come to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment.
Now I like to imagine that this guy has a vocal tick. Like he can't say justice in any other way.
Yes.
That is what I've been doing this whole game.
What evidence?
Come to think of it, it did say something about finding us some evidence.
Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I'm able to get off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you.
The Fulbright echoes are top tier.
I don't think he was serious though. But apparently we stole him away from Mr. Blackwell.
So what is it, Detective? Is it something that will prove Mr. Starbuck's innocent?
It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? That's right. A lighter thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the victim Clay Taryn's blood on it, along with his killer's fingerprints.
What?
So taking fingerprints of the robots really paid off.
The slash effect that Blackwell has when he gets done like that is like, damn it, I got hit by a mid again in a fighting game. God damn.
Yeah.
Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet! Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent!
This is it. This is just what I needed.
Lighter added to the court record.
Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that can support the defense's earlier claim.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the killer murdered Mr. Terran, hey, extrapolate, don't get to say that very often, they escaped with lighter in hand to the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. Then finally, the killer left the Ruth Boarding Lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in Boarding Lounge 1 after the murder. A fact that Director Cosmos had testified to. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been in one to drop the lighter there.
Silence! Oh, but the defendant had free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during that span of time?
Objection! You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with the lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have had the time to double back into the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit.
This does appear to be decisive evidence that proves the defense's claim.
As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck.
No. There must be some mistake.
Frankly, Prosecutor Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency, because tomorrow...
Silence! Silence! Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that.
Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow?
Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent. In light of the fact it was impossible for him to have committed the crime, a few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, not guilty.
Nice.
I got the confetti, Mr. Wright!
Something into my beard?
Yes, we did it, Mr. Wright.
Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright! Miss Sykes! Thank you! And please thank Apollo for me, too. You all are the best.
Oh, I wish you could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbucks further right now.
Yeah, me too. But that's gonna have to wait.
Now the verdict has been reached. I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Yay.
Rejection!
Oh dear.
Oh?
It's too late to object, isn't it?
It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong.
Professor Maxwell, you dissatisfied with the verdict?
Fulbright, what are the results of the fingerprint analysis for the lighter?
Huh? The results? Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and then there was that cat fight, and, well,
All right.
They were yours, weren't they?
You were as close.
kind of got carried away when I heard the prince weren't Mr. Starbucks, so...
You have yet to read it?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out who the prince belonged to? And this is where it all goes downhill.
Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes.
Oh dear.
So says the report.
What?
What?
Huh?
Me?
Oh my goodness!
Me?
Order, I say, order! Miss Sykes, tell me you have an explanation for this. We just finished proving that this lighter could only belong to the killer. So finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion.
I don't know how they got on there, but I know I'm not the culprit. Help.
This can't be happening.
Also, I don't smoke, so what the fuck?
We built up our argument piece by piece,
It's a souvenir. You don't have to smoke.
and I don't think any of our reasoning was faulty. So how could it lead to this?
Also, Phoenix, like, God damn it, here we go again. If it isn't my Athena.
What have I done? Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Order! Order! You're taking full bite. Stop your crying.
What in the world is happening here? Is that the world's gone mad?
Cats and dogs.
Order!
Cats and dogs. We need
Order!
to get them out.
I will have order!
I'm sorry, sir. The house is going berserk. Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we'd fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crimes. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of the reason and stumbled into the jaws of a twisted darkness.
Just so you know, I was very tempted to do my soundbite, which is the "Oh my goodness" from Plankton and SpongeBob, but I elected to do it myself because maybe the soundbite was going to be a bit too loud.
A little bit,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's fair.
Episode
Perhaps.
5. Turnabout for tomorrow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here we go, guys.
Happening today.
The tomorrow.
But it's happening today. However, I think that's a nice point, given that we're an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, to have our little 5-minute break where we refill our drinks and just kind of get our wits about us after what just happened, everyone. We don't go now because we'll be right back with the next part. We won't be too long. Give us five minutes or so. We'll see you all shortly.
The final episode.
A final
Don't
case.
Don't
final
touch that
case.
dial, friend.
I'll be right back.
Final countdown.
Back after that very short break. I think people are excited to see where this is going. And I have to admit, I'm on the edge of my seat. And I've played this game before myself.
Excited or anxious, one of the two.
Anime cutscene.
Go!
Oh, never mind.
No one can escape their past.
All right, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh no.
M rating. This would have been like a Peggy 16 then, I assume.
No, this was the only game in series to get an M rating.
So
The
Peggy
sins we've
16 for us?
And the sadness we've caused.
Yep. And we'll see. We will see why. Like right here. Shh. Sorry, I had.
No matter how far we run, our past remains. As ever present as the moon in the sky. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow.
December 20 to 1:23 p.m. Wright Anything Agency.
They took Athena from the courtroom, straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, Apollo's gone off his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be.
Even quieter in here than usual.
Yeah, it seems so empty too.
I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning in during the trial seemed perfectly solid.
Yeah, and I still believe it was, at least based on what we know.
But now, Athena's the one being accused.
During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints are found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder.
But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Ah! Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case?
You know, Daddy, if Athena were here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there, doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy?
Suplexing someone.
Yeah, she's a cop.
Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I better get out there and find some evidence.
It rhymes, so it must be true.
Off we go then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence. For once in this game, I'm your investigation partner.
Nice.
Yes.
Great! But before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand.
Somebody mishears that and goes like, "Oh my god, a hunt for M&Ms."
For a moment, I thought that Phoenix was gonna say, before we go, I need to clean up the toilet.
I hate having to do that now. I used to have somebody for that. What was his name?
Oh no.
Hey!
Poor Apollo.
You're not
Mr.
here,
Lee.
Apollo.
Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned.
I might be biting cups as we speak.
So Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center.
You can also talk to Trucy, just saying.
That's very true, yeah.
JCN.
I still can't believe Apollo just really left us. Polly,
It was so sudden.
maybe you get tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks?
Sassy says, "I'm not dead."
It's your fault, Trusty.
But I made him clean the toilet a lot, just like you said. And I made him go bring in the newspaper. It was my fault, I just know it. Oh, Polly.
Apollo from the distance. Quit telling everyone I'm dead.
I really don't
Sometimes
think
I
it
can
was
still
your
hear
fault,
his voice.
Trusty.
I'm not dead yet.
But I didn't realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either.
How could they suspect Athena? It's just ridiculous. Must be some kind of conspiracy.
Oh no, she's adorable when she's angry.
Yes.
A conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure.
First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center.
Also, I did say I would end up in jail one way or another.
Then we have to chase down the people who framed her. We'll sneak around the world from Kiev to Carolina with the fuzz hot in our tails.
Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of the movie you watched the other day?
What was his name? Lupin the Third?
Nah, it was about the great Yatagarasu.
Of course.
Yeah.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Entrance.
Director Cosmos, do you have a minute?
Galactic scooter full speed ahead!
Hey ho, Silver! Away!
Director! He scooted away.
Well, bye.
Nice to
never
see he's
get
repaired his
me.
scooter, though.
His expression changed the instant he saw you, Danny.
Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today.
December 20, Cosmos Space Center. Boarding lounge. I was gonna say room, but it's a lounge.
We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey! Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yep, and I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You've given me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. I was coming out of the detention center. I saw Miss Sykes. You saw Athena?
Welcome to Lemming Talks to Himself.
I was at a loss for words.
It's a Lemon Rush show.
I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you go back to space someday.
My heart.
Yeah, that
And then
sounds
she
like
kicked
Athena.
that policeman in the shin.
I can just picture it. Ow. but I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying.
Oh, baby.
She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet she went out of her way to be nice and give me that big smile.
Held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. It's also
There's
so
no
Trucy.
question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright. You have to make sure she goes free. And then, they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm going to give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I know she'll be all right with you in the corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo has a fine boss to look up to.
Lemming, do you want me to take Starbuck for this scene?
Yeah, we've got
me.
no Apollo. You take it.
Okay. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum.
What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing?
I haven't the foggiest idea. So there was gonna be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew.
I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when he went to board the rocket.
It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. But I guess that's about how it goes when you're worth less than space debris.
Aw.
Oh man.
Is he going to be all right, Daddy?
So what are you doing in here walking?
The expression looks as dark as a black hole.
Well, that's just how he is.
So can I say I really like Trucy's little bag, like the heart shape?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's called a top-it, and we see in Apollo Justice, not in these games because shakes fists at Capcom, but in Apollo Justice, she like taps that and that brings out Mr. Hat.
Ah.
Like when she hits it right, it'll like he folds out and he grabs her hat and he puts it on his head. It's so cute. It's so good.
Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murder?
Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark hole after all.
Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for.
Hey, I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a .10 caliber gun down the trash.
Just as I thought, the culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped.
So, was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck?
I couldn't really tell.
But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short?
I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see.
The door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape.
The door to Launchpad 1, right?
Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum.
You mean the launch pad and the Space Museum are switched right now?
Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court.
So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us?
Sure, just let me have my print scan here.
Neat.
Yeah, it needs us too.
Hello, Muggle.
Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot?
Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Oh, sorry, that's you. Ugh.
Right.
I will go back to that and you do that online properly.
But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right?
I'll be right.
Right, because frankly, the Space Center needs the money.
I hear you. Times sure are tough for lawyers and space people.
Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door.
Sure, let's go.
I thought I'd go for a bit of a Matthew McConaughey style thing for Starbuck, which is why I'm doing the horrible accent.
I was going to make the comment of, this man is, based on your voice, this man is either going to go into space or is going to head out onto the NASCAR track or something and drive a car, turn around to the left. Kind of like a Ricky Bobby almost.
Hey, why don't I come
Go
along?
into space and end up behind the closet.
Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around.
Great.
Okay, well, already Leaf.
Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here.
Maybe they were stuck on the bottom of somebody's shoes. There are lots of trees around the Space Center.
She's right. It's a modern, state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know. If they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on.
Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor and they came in that way?
Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know.
It could be. If people
Well, not
weren't
with that
cowards.
Nothing special
So
here.
How did the robots not clean them up?
So, this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh?
They don't pay me enough to clean up the entire corridor.
Yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame.
So, when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either?
That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into Boarding Lounge 2.
Launchpad 1 door updated in the court record.
Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. And I imagine this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor.
Okay, we exhausted options for Starbuck.
I'm looking, hang on.
Probably somewhere else, maybe?
I'm looking,
I
I'm
have to try
looking.
and,
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
try and see where Cosmos trying to keep running off to.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, entrance.
Aha!
Oh, it's you again! Courage has stolen my good name! Reverse course and full speed away!
Director Cosmos, wait!
And he's gone.
Meow.
Vroom.
Oh dear.
Oop. Be
I'll
right
handle
back,
this,
everybody.
Oh, okay. Also, if we didn't talk about switching the launch pads, that we'll need to talk about that with Starbuck.
Didn't we?
I don't know if we did. I wasn't.
I didn't see any
I wasn't
option.
100% sure on seeing the thing.
It looks like everything was checked off.
Hmm.
Okay,
See
then
lots of
then we're
switching
good then.
pads, yeah. Yeah.
I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that.
The mobility system has been compromised!
Oh, damn!
Ow.
Drew's knife throw was a direct hit on one of his tires.
Ah, my Achilles heel!
And the streak continues.
Continues?
Continues!
I'm a magician. I throw knives. It's part of my act.
Maybe I should have kept her closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing.
Phoenix
Is
just
she
keeps
keeping
hoarding
those
weird.
knives where I think she's keeping those knives?
In a boot.
Yeah, probably in a boot.
Phoenix is just on his own
Okay.
X-Men trial. It's fine.
Because she doesn't have, with her. Or she would have used them by now. We know this game. They love to show them off.
Now, the way she accesses them, because don't forget, she puts on a spectacle when it's that. Also, thank you very much for the follow there, the Atomic Bear.
Hi,
Yay!
Bear! That's a friend of mine.
Another bear, yes.
Yeah.
Not another bear. Oh no, we have to have a bear fight now.
No. For a while, when I was like in voice chats with both of you, I would call the people the opposite. Like I'd call you Bear and I'd call him Bert. It was a whole confusion thing. I've mastered it now, though.
My dear old battleship, we fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor.
Daddy, he's gonna blow that thing up.
7, 6, 5. Nah.
I bet all that button will do is make it go haywire again.
5, 4, 3. Oh, very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably.
Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with.
Laura, you've got voice mod. You could literally apply an echo effect if you wanted to.
But it's
I
funnier.
exercise my right to remain silent then.
True, good
I
point.
am my own voice mod.
But it sounds so much funnier when you do it yourself.
True.
But I will say,
Yes.
I
my
honestly
hands
can't
were
believe-
tied.
Yeah, everybody else is doing it themselves. I'm gonna join in.
I was
I
only
honestly
doing
can't.
what
I don't know
could
how you all manage it.
to keep my man from getting caught in a blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in history, and you have to leak it 6 times to get into the center of cosmos. But I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner.
Ding dong, smells like bull.
Smells like Cyclops.
No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo his Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this.
Take that!
Take that!
Behind the switching of the launch pads. Welcome back, just in time. Laura temporarily took over the role of Phoenix to kind of get progress done.
Cool. Thank you, Laura.
It's okay.
You okay?
4 massive boxes.
Do you want to take a break and let Laura? Do you want to take it? It's up to you.
I'll take it. I'll leave
All
one of
right.
the boxes downstairs. It's fine.
All right.
Just
go.
breathe. Deep breath.
Just breathe.
I'm fine.
That's my line.
I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the 2 launch pads.
I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone, even 10 minutes.
I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see, where to start. This is how you explain your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it.
Save the astronauts.
Save astronauts.
Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injuries from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion.
My astronauts were ready to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing?
I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Starbuck once he's been drugged up with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull off your plan.
Mr. Clay.
You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you.
I was trying to get help from Mr. Protos, but he was not at work at the time.
He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum.
Someone please help this poor prisoner. I don't want.
How is he able to spin around like that? I'd be throwing up by now.
You just spin.
I didn't have anything to eat for the last 5 days.
If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch?
If I could have done it, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble?
I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident?
Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received the warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety.
But it was just a warning. It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe in it so completely?
Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days.
Oh? I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see?
AKA a phone.
A phone.
A regular old turbo.
That's the thing of this, Tony. Don't predict your jokes.
It's been a while planning another launch, as you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received the call.
The bomber said, "It's been a while." And that was enough for you to take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat on so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Maybe the culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in the incident.
From 7 years ago.
The Hat 1 miracle. That epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few know about the previous plot. So when the caller said, "It's been a while," you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
No, didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on ex-servicemen? The Art Unseen Miracle was really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sabotage? Murder? Well, this is the ugly truth about behind the Hat 1 miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been content that the case was closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the top of the Space Center 7 years ago. This must have been the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit.
Take that!
Blackwell.
Yeah.
Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents. The murder and the sabotage were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes? While Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
Yeah, they kept seeing straight through me. Oh, my poor pastors.
Lies are like steam. They obscure the truth, but you can still see through them.
I thought you were gonna say they're a digital marketplace for games.
They occasionally have discounts.
I was being literal. My metaphors don't stretch that far. The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding.
If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch to launch pads, you'll follow me if you want to live. We'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. Retrospection.
7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle?
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moonrug was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
Wow, what?
I was about to say you're muted, and then lo and behold.
Yeah, I know. I don't always know, but I knew this time. Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism.
Oh, that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. Not like today. All personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle weather or leave through those checkpoints. Not like today.
So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. A space hater. To put it simply, a spion.
A spy? You mean someone who infiltrates a foreign country? We've encountered one of those before. No, that wasn't us. Carries off dangerous missions and always gets the girl?
Someone's watching way too many late night movies.
I'll play too much Team Fortress 2.
It's not like you're home, Daddy.
Gentlemen,
It's not like
Well,
you're
I
going
guess
to
if we're
stop
talking about
me.
blowing up a rocket and stealing research material,
Pretty sure that's crunch.
She
Yeah,
crunch.
I think that's crunch.
Yeah.
That's crunch, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all.
Sorry, I'm trying to retrieve. Trying to
All good.
move and retrieve something.
Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry. Holy shit, it's so hard to say it with an accent. A cutthroat rivalry between nations in this space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning us of sabotage.
The same MO as this time.
It is. And here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like it was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? He's a samurai.
Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing?
They're both the opposite of samurai.
100 years of-
Sorry.
There's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy. Nothing like that would happen in Mother Russia.
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation.
They did indeed. And then, to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
And that was the Hat 1 miracle, wasn't it? But then, 7 years later, the same MO, advanced warning of sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching the locations and stuff.
I just want to say, Burr, honey, you're a Polish man doing a Russian accent, trying to speak in English. I think you've got it pretty nailed.
Yeah!
It's okay.
Yeah, you're all good.
7 years
Thank
ago.
you.
Yes. You are always welcome, Burr. You're doing excellent. The spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads. Blech, launch pads, wasn't it?
That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moonrock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the lodge, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed with our country's honor. It was quite a moving speech, actually. Almost worth of me.
Moving? Really? Maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points.
But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which means that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop this spy. No matter what I did, they would just find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged moving something.
Sorry about that. That was my
Rescue
heavy finger.
The
That's
moving
okay, that's
rescue
okay.
scene.
The moving rescue scene. Yes. It was hard to read orange and black. First, I snuck into the center on the night before it switched to launch pads. That way the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to Space Museum. Then I put a closed for repair sign of the door to launch pad 1 and boarding launch 2.
You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do?
Well, I was thinking to just lock the entry, but that would be strange. I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Terran.
But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it.
He's already been through enough, and he's no good at trying to keep lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but having dragged. My plan went well until...
Till it didn't? Clay's murder, huh?
After the culprit made the escape, I switched the launchpad back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out, but after all that effort, Terran is dead, and the hut too is destroyed. And the hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in the blast. My home, the center of the cosmos, my beautiful cosmos space center is done for!
Wait, what do you mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with an asteroid sample inside. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. The capsule is being held in a safe in Launchpad 1. But I gave it to Terran just before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that with it safely in Terran's possession, it could make it look like he rescued it through the staged miraculous escape. But our previous research materials ended up lost in the explosion anyway.
I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated its evidence.
The courtroom bombing.
It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was then in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. That was my main purpose! Main purpose!
At which point, Cheryl
Yet
was
another-
making creaking noises.
Oh dear. Yet another casualty of that blast.
Ultimately, I think the culprit might have known about the switching of the launchpads.
What? How?
The police found a wiretapping device during the investigation stay. A bug aboard my battleship! A tap on my advanced communication system!
A wiretap on that phone?
Yes! A wire on this very phone! Even though it's wireless. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launchpad switch. Just to the few select members who knew about the plan. Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with him amid the confusion. And planted the bomb then.
And planted the bomb.
Oh yes. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm so caught up, I'm stealing your lines.
It's fine. If they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you think the same spy is behind this incident and the one 7 years ago?
Duh, I'm sure of it.
Then, this spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell has been chasing.
Divot?
But Prosecutor Blackwood told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. Starters, that case happened right here too, at this very space center. Aww.
So if we can find this phantom,
That's right. We can clear Athena's name.
He's a phantom.
And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too.
what about him?
Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though.
I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in!
It's all over for me. Spin, well, I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is doomed. I just better spin myself into space.
You think he's gonna be alright, Daddy?
Well, at least you'll be in good company. There must be planets out there you can spin with.
I do
Which
have a
reminds
great
me.
celestial body, but that's off the point.
I'd like to delve a little deeper into that Hat 1 mission, too.
If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum. There's a hat that's in exhibit there. And don't mind me, I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds.
Is that what the kids
Maybe
call
I'll reach
nowadays?
the escape velocity.
Like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something.
I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go visit the Space Museum. Shall we just sit here for a bit and see what happens?
Yeah, let's see if he gets dizzy.
I'm gonna say that, yeah, he's gonna keep on spinning. Some say that he spins even to this day.
I'm spinning right round, baby, right round like a space center.
Oh dear.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center Space Museum.
See, where's the exhibit from on the launch 7 years ago?
There. That's the Hat 1 exhibit.
Oh wow, look at that photo of the team!
There's Clay, and Mr. Starbuck, and Director Cosmos, Aura Blackwell, even Punko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before.
Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
I'm never happy when I'm not in space.
Let's check out the newspaper article too. Hat 1 launch imminent. And there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder of the sabotage.
They really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
It must be the Hat 1 team uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing. The one that belonged to Claire. It also seems to have a tear in the side.
Jewel jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says.
Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks.
Hat 1 of Sigmund added to the court record.
I have it open. Hold on. I can tell
It's
you who
Bear.
this is. Okay. Yeah, it's Bear.
Isn't this Junie? Yeah, I think it's
Burr.
Junie.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
This is a voice I didn't think we'd be hearing for a while.
Hello?
Oh, Miss Woods. What brings you here?
I had Tina got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here. The scene.
You must be so worried. But rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Burr's been doing the voice of Cosmos all this stream and quite a few voices. I would like to suggest that for this stream, we maybe have Laura take the role of Juniper. If Burr's comfortable with that, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely fine keeping up, but it's
Well,
all down to you, director.
There's gonna be more voices for Burr in addition to
Okay.
what's already here, so I'm thinking that would be a good idea.
Okay, I can give up Junie. Especially that Laura's gonna do much better job.
Oh, shush.
No,
Shush.
shush.
You shush.
No comparison.
None of that,
The spin you do is very interesting in its own right. I will not have you say that, sir. Shush. You do amazing.
We will come over there and fight you.
And then hug you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're cool. All right. Venus going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her.
Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center?
What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl.
She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in detail?
I've just turned on a fan. Can you all hear it or not?
No.
No.
Good. Then stay
Phoenix
there.
slowly realizing he knows nothing about his new hire.
Thena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology, or something like that.
But why was a physiology specialist working at a space research facility?
I said psychology.
It might have even been analytical psychology.
I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here. So Thena lived here too.
So it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it.
She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her.
Oh no. A sad memory? Can you tell me about it?
There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago.
The same time frame as the Hat 1 launch.
Thena's mom, in the robotics lab. She was murdered.
Nina's mom in the robotics lab with a candlestick.
Yes.
God damn it.
That was I was thinking. Honestly, we're just on the same brain cell at this point.
What?
After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school.
Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all.
That was strange to stand by.
I was so worried about her. I came here so many times, hoping to see her. But I never saw her again.
She had fucked off to Europe.
After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years.
And so the first time you've seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case?
That's right! And I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy.
What was Athena like as a child?
She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home.
It's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it.
She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
It must have been hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices.
She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Huh. I wonder what kind of research it was.
She look so sad in that photo.
Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories.
Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh! Daddy, show her that picture!
Atta girl, good idea. Miss Woods, can you take a look at this for me?
Oh, look! There's Athena's mom. The woman on the far right. The one in the kimono. That's Dr. Metis Sykes. Is that right, Metis Sykes?
Yes, yes.
Metis
you're
Sykes, yes.
Mhm.
That's
Like the
Dr.
Greek
Metis
god-
Sykes.
Like the Greek goddess. It's a whole
Ah, right, yes.
Athena's mother's murderer. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch?
What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
Just as I suspected.
Paging the Great Burr.
Paging Mr. Cosmos.
Yes. But
It's time
I
to
was
flash
all
back.
in space. Oh, but that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
So, this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
There is?
Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her.
So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We got our plates full, Daddy. Hope we can fit it all in before the day is through. We need to present to Junie, I think, though, if we haven't already. Oh, detention. Oh, not me.
The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over.
We already presented the photo.
Okay, just checking. I'm
Also,
kind of like monitoring the.
That was kind of forced on
transcript.
us, yeah.
Yeah.
Athena's
we have-
mother's called Metis, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
As is the Athena from mythology. Yeah, it's a connection.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Plus, Metis Psyche could also. It occurs to me it could be metapsychology.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
intentional. I'm
Oh.
gonna- yeah.
Wow.
December
But
20th,
true.
detention center, visitors room.
oh
Well,
God!
if it isn't Mr. Lawyer! What was that for? You back?
No, it's like he just suddenly pops up. It's like, oh God, what are you doing here?
What is it now?
Yes. Fancy meeting
Wait, is
you
that-
here.
Is that more of a, oh God, it's him, or an, oh God, it's him?
It's like,
Inflection counts here.
yeah, true. I'll leave that to the imagination.
Hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business?
To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tenate.
The one behind the courtroom bombing incident?
He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about the case, and what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over and hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself?
Really? Us? Are you sure?
I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now.
Oh, sorry, Roland.
This is what I meant by Bert's gonna have another voice.
You, what nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose?
Like I'd waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital.
Violence? No question, okay?
No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to see that before you attacked him.
I...
Fine, then just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room.
Of course.
What are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed.
What?
I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom.
Expect us to buy that?
Easy there, Trucy.
Now let me at him.
I don't see any Cyclops.
That's fooled you before and you know it.
So I guess he must not be lying.
Pardon me, I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth, I did not detonate that bomb.
Okay,
And there you have it. We can't exactly know his claims, of course, so we're going to do a follow-up. We even analysed the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though.
Wow, they've laid it all out, piece by piece.
Oh, look at those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them.
Uh-oh. Looks like his geek switch has been activated.
Creep switch more like.
Creep switch more like.
Phony
Give it the character.
phony fancy bomb added to the court record.
Creep measures into overdrive.
Well, I hope you're ready for to go backwards.
9,000!
Oh god.
Sorry.
No.
Well, I hope you're ready for Project Backwards' special brand of questioning.
Anything but that?
I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes.
You guys see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go!
What bad timing.
For the love of God, don't leave me alone with him.
Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her.
God damn
Would
it.
you rather be questioned by Blackwell, Athena?
That depends.
And,
Oh,
and after we came all this way too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
I'm ready to go for this because I know this is the reason I'm truly here.
Yes.
No,
It's in
the
between.
reason
What
you're
happens,
Let's
truly
go
Laura?
Space
here is
Center.
because you're a
Robotics
friend.
lab.
No,
Otherwise
I'm
you-
friend.
You
No,
are
I'm
friend.
friend.
Yes.
Are
Since
they
they're
building
about...
a Gundam here?
Maybe.
So do you know what happens, Laura? Are you aware of the specifics?
I've been looking to, I'd say like most of this case ahead of time to prepare for what I was going to be ready for.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
You
I
do not
know
have to, by the
nothing.
way.
Pieces of it.
I'm just saying you do not have to. By the way, this is just also for future guests because, like, is because the spontaneity, if wanted, is very fun. So, yeah, but
Okay.
I don't
not
know
saying
a
you do-
dang
it's not
thing.
saying you shouldn't. You know, I'm just saying, yeah,
Well,
yeah, but yeah.
if I
It is what it is.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. You're all good. You're all good. I don't know why I'm
Do
still
with
being
this
intrusive.
however you
You're
feel
all
needed.
good.
Yeah.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like exactly one floor above the boarding lounge.
And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago.
By this
Speaking of
thing.
somebody who works with robots,
Here we go. Daddy, look over there.
So, they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead?
Apollo and Aura Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about.
Well. Come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time.
Trucy and Mr. Wright.
If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own.
And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab.
I don't. Trucy goes over and hugs Apollo.
Well. Well, this is my lab. So, you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping as usual.
It's kind of my job.
I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly, Starbuck was out, and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed. And they all lived happily ever after.
I'm just briefly. Yes! I love that voice. It's very good. Okay.
Yes. It's so great.
Anyways, back to Juicy. Daddy, say something to her. I'm busy hugging Apollo.
Can you stop squeezing?
No!
Apollo, like, God damn it, why does everyone bear hug around here?
Bear hug arms and legs.
Yes.
And I suppose you're gonna defend the princess in court. Am I right?
The princess, huh? I guess she's talking about Athena. Of course. Athena is innocent.
Oh my. Such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Athena's never been sus the entire time she's been among us.
Yeah. Damn it. Polly, how could you? Never have her call him Polly in this game. That's a crime.
Yeah.
What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate.
I don't know how you're gonna afford rent without us, Apollo.
I can't
Just
believe
saying,
it.
just saying, Polly.
Does Apollo really suspect Athena?
Come back, Apollo, come back, Apollo. Think of all those toilets. crying for your name. All this laughing has me worn out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk. And I'll be honest, this is also why I sort of got ahead a bit.
Ah, yeah.
Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay?
Mr. Terran? Well, that's Apollo you're talking to.
Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost.
Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran.
I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her too, of course.
A robot that can see ghosts. Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories.
That's not your area.
I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it.
How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago.
Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago?
Oh, why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return?
I'd like to have an instant too, and I'd understand the current case better.
Huh? Apollo knows about that case too.
Oh well, if you're the one who's asking Apollo, come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story.
But, Miss Aura, that's private information.
If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk. Go, Juice!
Shocking.
Yeah! Yes! Who cares about personal privacy? Not me! I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information. I am Genesis and I will do what Nintendo don't.
Wow, what a magic trick! He's like a completely different robot now.
The bodies of all the robots that came through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then.
Surely only 7 years?
Yikes.
Much younger.
Better watch what you say. We don't get recycled, Funko.
And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes.
Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Bit of a break there. This made me think about, has anybody seen the show Cubics?
I haven't, no.
I remember
I mean, you know what I'm about the opening song is like, the lyric goes like, hundreds of models from which to choose with emotion-driven EPUs. Like, they just have emotion, they just have EPUs. This robot is a Cubics robot.
Yeah.
It came from Bubbletown.
Also, I'd like to note that in this game, Aura is 37, meaning she would be 37 years ago. So that's not much younger. That's just 7 years.
Well,
that's how old the man from Under Biden and Holy Grail was, the one that's like, I can't just call you man. You could say Dennis. I'm 37. I'm not old.
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. Ow.
Metis.
Huh? She just glanced over at a desk.
Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now, the two navigation companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth.
The robots are all that's left. Isn't she leaving out a very important someone?
Yeah.
We built the ultimate creations together. We would have gone for the ultimate life forms, but that was already trademarked. But now she's gone.
I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you.
What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I really are pretty much in the same boat.
That was a deflection if I've ever heard one.
Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Ow.
Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk!
That was a fast transition. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like,
I've keybinded turning on and off the voice changer, so...
nice. Clever.
Nice.
Clunko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better.
What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies.
He can feel pain. He goes, ow.
What do you mean by that?
The program Metis wrote runs in a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them.
I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things.
But why are you people looking into such an old case now, anyway?
Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case.
So now he's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes too.
Daddy with 3Ds.
Oh no, this is a typo. Yeah. So this game actually features more typos than the previous ones because I think it was rushed a little bit. As well, there's a sprite error in Turnabout Academy. Means has his staff when he shouldn't.
Yeah, there was definitely the might have went error.
Yeah, might have, yeah.
I'm sure you're aware of who Metis' killer is.
Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems.
That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it?
I can't say anything for sure right now. But that's exactly what I'd like to hear. That's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it. To help me be sure. There. I can't read today.
If you can't read, how can you be sure? I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court.
Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique.
Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it. Rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign.
Yeah, that tracks.
He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me.
Hey.
He even got along well with that miserable little princess.
Why do you call Athena the princess anyway?
Well, she is Metis' daughter, after all. Although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around?
Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now.
So the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then.
What does it settle?
None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people gonna hang around in here anyway?
What? But we came here to take a look around, and I'm still hugging Apollo.
Do you think you could just walk in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant.
Damn, that animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That robot
Louise.
is dying.
We're not the police, so we don't have one. Can you put them down now, please?
Then get out. Now. Klonko, show them out.
Certainly, Miss Aura.
Ouch! Don't push! Don't pry me off of him!
My apologies. My angry servos
Apollo can breathe again.
Ah! Not the window!
Oh no! Oh no!
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. He got yeeted out, it's fine.
What a way to get shown out.
Nerve of that woman! What's with that horrible attitude?
I know I'm going to be brushing glass out of my jacket for days. I guess that's just how she is.
And why was Apollo going along with her?
I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Claire just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes.
I'm really
how that's a
worried about
big-
him.
I love how that's a bigger issue to her than losing her little brother to being the culprit.
Yeah, straight
quote
up.
unquote.
There's a not an explanation, but an implied explanation for that. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that.
I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky?
Yeah!
Well, more
that-
ridden with anxiety, but same
I mean,
thing.
that's why we have him do the toilets, but...
Yeah. I'm going to go keep an eye on him.
Hey, wait! Drusy! Come back! She's gone. What should I do now?
Imagine that now she's gonna be the most conspicuous person ever trying to snoop on someone.
Detective Fulbright is probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office.
Good catch. I actually just trying to get to the thing, but yeah, I guess we'll head back now.
December 20th, still. Wright Anything Agency.
Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. I might put my hat on. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And after that, there was always someone by my side. Now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired.
Aww.
Huh? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting.
Oh no.
Do we know whose handwriting this is?
Maya!
It's Maya's handwriting.
So yeah,
She
it's
even
like,
did the little sketch of him that she does in the second game.
There we'll go, yeah. Does somebody want to voice Maya or for this, or should I just keep reading
I think
it
we
as
should
being
probably
of
just
me?
keep doing Phoenix, but that's up to the art director.
No, I think the Phoenix reading it is good.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding classroom. That must have been really something. Although weird is par for the course for you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details. I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up. Yours truly, Mayor Fair. Good old Mayor. It's as if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Mayor was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not,
Trilogy graphics.
but she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I use on Cyclops. Mayor's the one who gave it to me.
By the way, it's Maya, just for reference.
Yeah, it's definitely
Oh,
Maya. Because
yeah.
because the other way is too close to Mia, almost.
Yeah.
Just
I thought that was the
correction.
point. Mayor and Maya. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But I wonder how this letter got here.
Mr. Nick?
Ah!
Nick!
Pearl!
Oh! It's you, Pearls.
Jump scare pearls.
Jump scare.
Jump scares.
Surprise spirit medium child. Rar.
How have you been, Mr. Nick?
This is Pearl Fair. So I call her Pearls.
Because I'm too cute for just one.
What's the pronunciation again?
Maya.
Maya.
Maya. This is Maya's cousin, who's also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old. But Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago.
Which we saw.
And she's incredibly adorable.
Also, how old is she in this game?
She is either 17 or 18. I'm not quite sure.
You didn't come all the way just to bring me a letter, did you?
Oh yeah, we can check.
Yeah.
She's 17.
Ah,
17.
17.
I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different.
She's even further off on the details than Maya.
She gets a pass.
I wish
though,
I could
because
take you
she
out to
did-
eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on.
Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick.
She's so cute.
Did you read the postscript on the letter?
Huh? There's more? Oh yeah, here it is. P.S. I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. So Pearlie said she would come and help you. Isn't she sweet? You'd better thank her.
Yes.
Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls.
Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape. You just
Whoa.
concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all.
I need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about his case. With the trial still going on, they must be holding him down at the detention center.
It's gonna be cleaned up, and then Trucy and Apollo return, and it'll be like, I can't find anything anywhere.
Exactly.
December 20th, detention center, visitor room.
First of all, we're going to go into a little bit of overtime. Is that going to be an issue for anyone?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about.
This is Aura.
All this time, and you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair gray.
White, but I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls?
Prosecutor Blackwell?
Well, you put black and white together, it makes grey. You know what I mean. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Paging
Is
Mr.
Apple back around?
Justice. Paging Mr. Justice, man.
Oh, I was muted.
Okay.
Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today?
I do so love
Enough.
your voice for that sprite.
So good. It's so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
You're upsetting my Simon.
Enough for today. Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow.
When there's no tomorrow? What is she talking about?
It is the turnabout for tomorrow.
Yep.
We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down.
All right, fine. I see you're just not gonna listen, no matter what I say. I've had it! If that's the way you're gonna be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care.
Ugh.
Wow. I could cut the tension with a katana.
Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning.
What? Oh, yeah, he did. You bounced back to business quick.
Oh, Protocol Babu, forgive me, but it was the just thing to do.
But as a result, Sykes Dono was arrested. Was that the just thing to do, too?
Mr. Lawyer, sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do?
Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence.
I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you, right, Dono?
This is blade-proof glass, right?
He doesn't have a sword, guys!
Doesn't
But
matter.
His wit
We're
is his
fine.
blade.
True.
But feathers have blades too.
Perhaps.
True, yeah. Prosecutor Blackwell. We're looking into the case from 7 years ago.
Crunch.
Brown.
I'm hearing it go crunchy.
Yep, third crunch of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
It is crunchy.
Yeah, you gotta have 3 meals a day after all.
Well, of course.
You're looking at somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you?
You villain! Where did you hear about that?
This glass is absolutely, positively blade-proof. Right?
Maybe
No,
but
it wasn't
not
me. I
venom
didn't say a
proof.
single word. Oops.
Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you?
Guard, the guest is leaving!
Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me.
Oh my god. She's even worse than Edgeworth.
The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one from the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases.
I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole Sykes-Chan's mother away from her. I destroyed her life.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
Guard, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you.
I've been
I'm
standing
right
here
behind
for
you, but I
3
don't care.
hours. What do you expect?
There he goes.
No! We've observed Prosecutor Blackwell. Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer?
There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about that old case?
Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know?
Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted?
A little. The police called the incident the UR1 incident.
No.
Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. And, if your red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you.
I don't want to think about that one.
There were two decisive
the
pieces of
toilets.
There were two decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly.
So they just find Phoenix drowned in one of the toilets.
With a fish jammed up and like,
Glub,
"Fuck this!"
glub, glub, glub. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they?
Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime.
The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Can you show me that footage?
Oh, sorry, I don't have it with me right now.
And why did you put it in the box?
I guess I'll have to see some other time.
7-year-old video added to the court record.
How are you adding it to the court
How
record?
if
You
you
don't
didn't
have
have
it.
Shh.
It's on the record, it's not actually physically there. What was the second piece of evidence?
This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. That's what I do have on me. See here. There he is at the crime scene, holding a bloody katana.
Bloody or bloody?
It was the victims kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture.
You just say she's Japanese.
I was about to say, a traditional American blade.
Yes, from Japanifornia.
Yes.
It'd be hard to explain this one away.
Katana added to the court record.
It was Japanese steel folded 10,000 times.
But who took this picture, Detective?
The incident happened the day before the Hat 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took.
Photo of the crime added to the court record.
Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something.
Then why didn't your Cyclops pick up?
Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting the Phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he?
Yes. I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches.
Dang.
Which is tomorrow.
What did you say? Execution date?
What did I say? Something? Never mind me. You didn't hear anything?
So he was given the death sentence.
Yes. He told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow.
What? Tomorrow? No.
Miss Buckle, don't you think that's enough for today, eh?
Enough for today? Today is all there is, but there's no tomorrow! Row, row, row.
But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago?
Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would be executed tomorrow under a false charge.
But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something, right now!
Yeah, I want to do something. I want to, but... You're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision.
I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of a fight?
You saw how he was,
Damn it,
right?
Phoenix, I'm a detective, not a lawyer.
You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally unapproachable. Not even his own sister could persuade him.
Uncooperative? When he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow.
Hmm?
We're getting close to the end point.
Pardon me? Looks like I have a phone call. What about here? What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding!
That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some big show of it right now.
But Mr. Lawyer, the robots are...
Revolting? Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot
They've always
malfunction?
been pretty... They've always been
Not a
pretty
malfunction.
revolting, though.
They're staging a revolt! The machines are rebelling against humans!
Oh dear.
We
They've held
are
themselves up in the space
revolting
center and taken
robots.
villages as hostage.
We are revolting robots living
They
in
did
revolting
what?
times. We sing revolting songs.
We gotta.
No. Trucy!
Revolting
have to get
noises,
over that, right?
revolting noises. Those are the noises of the revolt.
We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle.
Yeah, the music says so.
I suspect that that's where we're going to call it.
No, little bit more.
Space Center. Entrance.
Okay. Just because the scene, I've checked and the scene's kind of long, so I was checking it.
Well, here we go.
I don't think it's too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, the robots are really holding people hostage?
Look, Mr. Lawyer, what do you suppose a group of people are swarmed around?
but I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost.
Your robots declared war on us humans! You've taken us this already!
Stay away from it! You'll never know what it'll do!
But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's just trying to help me?
I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay here on your own?
Leave it to me! Alright, people, what's going on here?
Pearls, over here!
Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard terrible news and I got so worried. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the transcript.
Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself.
I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy.
Bronco seems the same as before.
When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I say something? Did I... Error.
Uh-oh. There is something wrong with him.
Yeah!
Nope.
Nice.
Shutting down.
No hard
It looks-
feelings.
Looks like
I
he fell
don't blame you.
It looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired.
With no shutting down noise.
He. Ha, ha, ha.
Clonko?
Oh no.
There is no Blanco, only Zool.
Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over.
Ah! The robots are rebelling!
Let's start a war!
War is the end of the world.
Fools! How could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely.
What?
But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey you! Hostage 1! Come here. I'll let you talk to them.
Oh, great.
Huh?
Suppose.
Something being displayed on Clonko's face screen. It's the Space Museum.
Daddy? Daddy, is that you?
Trucy? Trucy, is that you? No! Trucy, are you alright?
About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They've gone haywire. The researcher's the one behind it. She's here.
This girl talks too much.
Trucy! Trucy, talk to me!
Why are you doing this?
I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening.
Bobby Fulbright here, I'm all ears.
I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer, Athena Sykes.
Athena?
Now hold on just one moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that.
So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then.
No, wait, Mr. Lawyer. No, I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but...
But you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do, but promise me. Promise me you'll never hand Athena over. And you won't give up on the hostages either.
Of course I won't. I better go Gondor Headwaters.
He's actually going to find a phone booth to change
no.
into corruption justice.
Justice! Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time?
I have no idea yet. But this hostage taker, could it be? I mean, it's pretty obvious what with the...
Yeah.
Probably.
It's purple and got horns, so.
If you don't make me that little princess, I'll have Hunk of Junk kill all the hostages.
Princess? Hunk of junk? There's only one person this could be, and that clinched it. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip.
I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Dolls.
Rosita Blackwell.
Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk.
Miss Hostage Taker, Athena is not a murderer.
What are you talking about? She's been arrested, and they've got her in detention.
I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, that's not Athena. It's someone else.
All right, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is this real killer?
I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case.
It's too late to change what's gonna happen now, no matter how wrong it is.
But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it.
Just... what exactly are you proposing?
What can I do about the 7-year-old case to satisfy the hostage taker?
Retry.
Do it all again.
I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you can make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you.
We do.
It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Hey, detective! I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready.
1 hour? Oh, that's impossible. Please give me at least until tomorrow.
If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait! If we're gonna have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
She will?
Oh dear.
And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But Hunk of Junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny, you got that? Now, follow Hunk of Junk. Riot police, make way! We're coming through!
Mr. Nick, wait! I'll help you with the investigation.
Thanks, Pearls. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going in.
We're gonna end it not at this moment, but after.
I know exactly
Super
where you're gonna
close.
Yes,
end it. I know
yes.
exactly
You know where I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Oh
Yes.
dear. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, Robotics Lab.
Aura dropped us off with the warning not to touch anything until she got back.
I wonder what's taking so long, but we can't really start the investigation yet, can we?
Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago.
Mr. Wright?
Ah! It's the hostage taker!
I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived.
A guest?
Oh,
No.
what is today?
I trust you've been well, Wright.
He looks good in
That's a
glasses.
man right there.
Oh
That's a
my
hunk.
god!
That's a hunk
Oh,
of man right there.
That's a humana.
And that's where we're gonna finish for today.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh, I
I don't
want
know if
to.
you remember, but when Phoenix showed up at the very start of the game, I did the exact same thing. I went, that's a man right there.
Well done, sir. Well done.
And finally post this specific meme that I was like telling Drifting with spoilers.
Oh,
Itching,
okay.
itching to do.
So yes, next Saturday when we're back, we'll be carrying on with
You wanna know
Case
the funny
5.
thing, though,
Go on.
about that meme? I've seen it before and I just went with it. I
Oh.
was like, sure, he wears glasses, that's fine. Didn't even realize it was from this game.
And yes, Edgeworth's introduction into Case 5, as he will be the prosecutor for Case 5.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Honestly, pretty much as soon as she said this, I was like,
Yeah.
For being like the mystery, like sudden mystery villain, he's got very heroic music.
He's not a mystery villain.
No.
They left on good terms.
I know, but he's the prosecutor.
Yeah, but he's not a villain.
Yeah, he's working
work
with you to find the
rival.
truth.
I
Yeah,
know,
like-
I know. It's just
Edgeworth is a good boy, like Clavier.
we all know this. He's still the opposition.
It doesn't matter.
Well, that just means he's a rival. He's a Vegeta.
Well,
Zen just, I
regardless,
can feel it. Haste of the vapors.
we will definitely be continuing this next Saturday at the normal time at 7:30 p.m. I keep forgetting it. 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. Silly Voices, and we'll be continuing on with this case. It's a long case. We're probably going to be going for several episodes at this point. I want to thank the cast for joining me today. That is, of course, the ever-present Burr,
Space!
Drifting,
come bail me out.
Divot,
Justice!
Kay,
Mr. Nick.
Lemming,
Objection!
our absentee Shadow, and of course, our special guest, Laura Petal.
L4URA, shutting down.
We'll all see you next week for Saturday Silly Voices, the normal time. Good night, everyone. Oh, we're gonna
Wait, before we go, if we can raid, because my friend Trucy is streaming the trilogy, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we can definitely raid. Yes, I was actually gonna raid Scarf, but okay.
Oh, no, you can raid Scarf.
Let's have a look and see who needs the support.
Well, Trucy's got 3 viewers. Scarf has
There we go. Would you mind sending me her username, please?
Seven can survive.
yeah, I'll
That
just pop
username.
it in
Hang on,
it's
let me
just
pop
shape
into,
in
Steam.
the bench. There you go. Nope, not that. It's boop boo doo doo. Nope, not that either. I cannot spell. There we go.
There you go.
All right then, raid. There we go. So we'll be joining them very shortly. Everyone pop up the raid counter, and again, we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.